Hello, this is Yolanda Greaves. It's time for the Select Board update for the meeting that happened on Wednesday, September 20th. We started at 6:15 with an exec session and then came into open session at 7 p.m. We started with some citizens' participation and then jumped into a presentation by Jason Pollitt of the 495 Partnership. The 495 Partnership is a nonprofit organization that works and supports for economic development and transportation and other issues for about 36 communities around 495. It was a great presentation to hear what they're doing and how they can support us and the communities around us, as well as businesses. From there, we went into old and new business. We got an update on Cadillac Paint Park. One of the discussions was, what should we name it? So some people want to keep it Cadillac Paint. We've had some other names. Hart Park, because of all the work that Ed Hart has done. There was a woman, Susan Larness, who apparently helped get this whole project started. So we've considered some other names, and what we're going to do is we're going to look at some other things and then put it out to the community to see what you think. If you have a name you'd like to suggest, you can shoot it to me or the full select board. From there, we went into an update and review of the Community Choice Power Program. So this is a power program that gives Ashland as a community and its residents bulk buying power for your electricity. And last year, we looked at doing a certain percentage completely green energy and a certain percentage fossil fuel and mixed. So we're in the process of looking at that again, and we'll have more information and a final on that as we get into January when we get some the new rates. We then discussed sidewalks, and it got to be a very lively discussion. Back probably about a year ago, we had a sidewalk plan put together, and the goal was put sidewalks on Route 135, High Street, and then Cedar Street, and it was going to be in that order. Unfortunately, the costs have gotten a little bit higher than we expected, so we're going to do the Route 135, and the focus that we're looking at is from the middle school all the way to the senior/community center. And because the pricing for that was higher than we had planned, we're going to just focus on that and then see how we do High Street and Cedar Street. And we might reverse which order that we do Cedar Street so that it's for students walking to the high school. And one of the focuses for Route 135 is for students who are coming from Olive Street and trying to walk along 135 to get to the middle school. So that work is being engineered, and then we're hoping to see construction of the Route 135 section in the spring. And then we'll work on other areas moving after that. We then discussed and just so that you know, if you drive Courteville, you'll see some sidewalk work being done there. Courteville is a state road. So the sidewalk work being done on Courteville is being done by the state. I know most people don't realize it's a state road, but it is. From there, we followed up and had a discussion about our joint meeting with the planning department, with the planning board, discussing MBTA communities and what we're going to be doing for that. So a subgroup has been created. So it's going to be Tricia Kendall from the planning board, Joe Mignani from the select board, Peter Matchick, and then our assistant town planner, and Michael Herbert, our town manager, working to discuss what options we have in regards to zoning that we need to do to meet the MBTA Communities Act requirements. So I think they're going to try to come to the select board meeting, probably our first or second one in November, to have a discussion, and then we may have to send the subcommittee back to do some more work. But the hope or the goal is to be able to bring something forward to our community at the spring town meeting. We then went into our consent agenda, and that was approved. Then we moved into our town manager's report. So the first thing we talked about was upcoming bonds. So for the Mendez School, we're going to do something called bands, which are short-term borrowing for some of the monies. And we are actually still potentially getting more money from the state because they put $100 million in the current budget to help those school building projects that had price escalations because of COVID. So we could potentially get another 3.4 or 3.8 million in reimbursement for the project. So keep paying attention and looking for that. We then also got an update on the Mendez opening. Hopefully many of you had the opportunity to go and tour the school. And if you didn't, reach out and go take a look. It's a wonderful building. There'll be other opportunities to be in the building. As we heard, the Halloween parade that's coming up at the end of October should be held in the Mendez gym and cafeteria. We then had an update on Article 14. So Article 14 in our May 23 town meeting was talking about net zero in town buildings by a certain date. Apparently the Attorney General is questioning that, and we're still waiting to hear more on that, but we just got an update on that. We then had our select board member updates and reports, and then we were able to wrap it up about 9:45. So that was the select board meeting that happened on Wednesday, September 20th.